it is not allowing me here, right? Because I'm in the display mode. In the display mode, it will only show me those roles which are already created. So if I want to add new, I have to click on this change mode. Okay, display mode means it is only allowing you what is available. If you want to change, you have to click on this change display button. Okay, now you can see we are in the change mode. Now it will allow you to see all the different roles which are available. So if I want to extend it to FLVN01, I'll select this, then I'll click on purchasing, and this is where I'll be able to enter the details related to purchasing org. We already created a purchasing org. Which purchasing org we created? It is also RECH or RC01. RC01 we created, right?
0102, yeah.
Yeah, RC01. I don't think 02 we created. We only created one purchasing org, right? Okay. Anyways, so RC01 is our purchasing org that we created. If I press enter, system will ask you the purchasing org related details. Okay, so there are different tabs here. Purchasing data, which is asking you order currency, payment terms, Incoterms. Some of the fields are mandatory, some of the fields are optional. Okay, so for example, it is asking me order currency. So let's say the order currency is INR because we are using INR as our company code currency. But let's assume if this vendor is a foreign vendor, then it may happen that the orders that you are placing to this particular vendor are in other currency. So based on the vendor, you will be able to enter the order currency here. Okay, this will be by default currency that would be used for your purchase orders. Okay, there are other informations like partner functions, additional purchasing data, interchangeability. So it is not necessary to fill all this information. Whatever is relevant for a particular vendor, that information you will be entering. And once you enter the mandatory information, then you can click on save. Once you save it, system will create this vendor in your purchasing organization also. Okay, now this vendor is available for your purchase order related activities. For all your related activities, this vendor is now available. If you create a vendor in FLVN00, then it will only allow you to do the accounting related transactions. It will not allow you to perform the purchase related transactions. So that should be very clear in your mind that there are three segments for vendor. One is general data, which is name and address information. Second is company code data, which allows you to enter accounting related information. If you enter company code data, then only you will be able to use a particular vendor for your financial transactions. Same way, if you want to use a vendor for your purchasing related activities, then you need to extend FLVN01 role for purchasing data of a particular vendor.
Vikram.
Okay. Yes.
If you just can you click on that icon over there in the change PP in the end? There is a down change in BP role where the
change in
the next one. Yeah,
this one.
There we see all there we see all the roles we are assigned.
Yes. It will show you all the roles that you have created for a particular business.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of seeing in tables, this is the only option to see it in the screen.
Yes. If you want to see it in the screen, you can use this. It will not show you the general roles. It will only show you the roles related to vendors, customers, and all.
Role is for default for every BP, right? Yeah.
All right.
These are the added roles. Yeah.
Exactly.
The MKK is by default added, is it, in this one?
Yeah. MKK someone has created and they have assigned it by default. That is the reason it is coming by default, but otherwise it will not come. In the standard system, it will not come.
Because in current ECC, MKK role is used only for these contract accounts or payments coming from CRM or SRM. That's the only where I've seen that MKK. Otherwise, payments cannot happen in the PSCD or FSCD, but here I could see this by default. Maybe somebody set it as you said.
Right. Someone has made it mandatory, and that is the reason it is appearing. Normally, if you see the standard system, you are right, that will not appear.
Thanks.
Okay. So this is how the vendor master data needs to be created in SAP S4HANA system. There is no other way. You cannot go to the previous way. If you already used ECC, the same way you cannot use in S4HANA. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the, okay, maybe before the tables, let's also, because we have SD team also, let's try to create a same set of configurations and customizing for the customer also. Now let's assume I want to create a customer instead of a vendor. I want to create a customer using the old transaction which I was using in ECC. So if you are using ECC system, you can go to transaction FD01 for financial data. If you can go to XT01 where you can maintain the financial as well as sales related information of a particular customer. So even if you try XT01, you can see system is again taking you to same transaction BP. So even if you want to create a customer, all the old transaction codes are obsolete, and the only way to create a customer in SAP S4HANA is using transaction BP. Okay, so you will be redirected to this particular transaction where you can click on new organization. I think you are already in create organization, so no need to click on new. And here you can again select the groupings. Now these groupings are same. Okay, there are no separate BP groupings for vendors and customers. For BP grouping, it is BP grouping. It has nothing to do with the vendor or customer, right? Which means if you go up, you will be still be able to see the BP groupings that we created. Okay, you can see RDO1, you can see RFOR. Okay, so maybe this groupings we created earlier for our vendors. Okay, but now if I want to create the customers using this transaction, then obviously I have to create the groups for the customers also. Okay, so similar to the vendors, if I talk about the customers, customers also may need to be bifurcated into different categories. There can be different types of customers. Again, I'm just giving the simple example: foreign customers, domestic customers, intercompany, because these are the three setups which are required by each and every company code, each and every company. In addition to this concepts, in addition to these groups, your company may decide to create additional groups as per their requirement. Okay, so how are you going to create these groups in SAP? First of all, the sequence should be, can you tell me the sequence after watching the vendor sequence? What would be the first activity that you will be doing? You can create the customer account. Right? Then you will be creating the number range for the customer account group.
And assign the number range to the
customer account group.
Right? You will assign it to customer account group. Okay, so these are the settings that you will be doing for customer. So I'm just aggregating this into three parts. One is customer. Okay, next setting you will be doing for BP. What are the different things you will be doing for BP? Number one, create the number range. Yeah, create the number BP number range. And second is there is consolidated activity to create and assign. So create BP groupings and assign number range, because there is single activity for doing both the things. Okay, what would be the next one?
CVI.
Yeah, BP to customer integration using CVI. Okay, so these are the activities that you will be doing. Let's start with creation of customer account group. Okay, so where I can go for customer account group, similar to vendor, if I just come out from here. Okay, if I just close this vendor accounts, I'll go to the customer accounts. So within customer accounts, master data, preparation, you have this define account groups with screen layout. So OBD2, maybe I'll note down the transactions also. This is OBD2. Okay, then once your grouping is created, I'll first create some groups. Okay, so again, I'm just creating two as of now, domestic and foreign. So this is RDOM again, which is for domestic customers for RECH. Okay, again, you can see at the customer group level, I can define the field control. I can define which fields are mandatory, which fields are optional while creation of the customer master data. Okay, so let's take an example. I will make one of the field as mandatory, or maybe let's keep it as it is as of now. Later on, we will see this in detail. So as of now, I'm just showing you that this field controls, you can see there are 4 field controls. You can suppress a particular field. You can make a field as required field. You can make a field as optional. Optional means if you enter, fine. If you don't enter, that is also fine. And last one is display, which means it will be available in the display mode. It will not allow you to change it. Right? So this is how you can create a customer account group. RDOM again already exists here. So let me take RDO1 again. Okay, and try to save it. So RDO1 is our first account group that we created. If I want to create additional one, again, I can click on the new entries and provide all the information again, or I can use the copy button to copy the settings from RDO1 itself. Okay, so this one I'll just make it as foreign. Okay, just press enter and save it. So now we have 2 account groups for customer. One is domestic, second is foreign. Second activity that I need to do is I need to create the number range, which is XDN1. Okay, so if you want to mention this one, it is XDN1. So I'll create a number range. Sorry. Okay, so again, number range is up to me. What numbers I want to provide. I can use the existing numbers which are already available, or I can create completely separate number range as per my requirements. Okay, so again, what I'll do is I'll show you the example of if I want a business partner and vendor, sorry, customer number as same. So I will set up the number range in that way so that I can use the same numbers. Okay, so let's go to Y1 is already used. Okay, I can take the existing one itself, Y1 itself, because you can see it is not being used. As of now, none of the number has been used. Okay, but if you remember, what should I do if I want the same numbers? I need to make customer account number range as external. This is the minimum requirement. So I'm going to use this Y1 in my account groups. Okay, in both the account groups, or maybe I will create additional number range for account group foreign. So one is Y1. Let me see which second I can use. Let's use Y4. So I will assign Y1 to my domestic customers and Y4 to my foreign customers. Okay, so let's go to assign the number range. This is the third step. What is the T code for this third step? It is OBAR. Right, let's go and try to assign it. So position, I will go for RDO1. What was that? Y1, right? Y1 and Y4. So this one I'll assign Y1, and for foreign I will assign Y4. So with this, my customer account group settings are done. Okay, I'm done with these 3 activities. Next one is I need to create a BP number range, and I need to assign the number range by creating the groupings. So that part, can you tell me the path? Where should I go?